Hello, this is the Provoked Prawn, and I'm here with a tip on how to fix the front panel I/O connections on your Dynamic Evo. So if, like me, you've been using the Lian Li Dynamic Evo for a while, you might have found the connections on the front panel at the bottom aren't working properly anymore. I don't know if this is a unique problem to me, or I'm a bit clumsy, or whether it's a common issue, but I found a solution, so I think it's worth sharing. If you take a look at the bottom of my Evo, you'll see that one of the USB-A ports just is pushed in somehow and doesn't work properly. The USB-C doesn't either. Luckily, there's an additional I/O kit which you can purchase from Lian Li, which is actually intended as an expansion. So you're meant to add this onto your case to give you extra I/O, but this can be added in and replace the standard one, which is broken in my case. Now there's a screw on the bottom front of the case that holds this in place, and then there's a clip which you just need to tug at, and then you can pull it off. And you can see the original I/O is then held in with a loop down the bottom here. Now, a quick note, this has obviously two USB-A connections, USB-C and a front panel audio jack, so 3.5mm. The additional I/O kit does not have the 3.5mm, so if you do this fix, you won't have front panel audio anymore, but you will have the USB-A and USB-C connections. Obviously, you need to make sure if you're doing this, you remove the USB-A and USB-C connections from your motherboard. Obviously, unplug your PC before you do this as well. And then we're simply going to go about tugging out those cables from the bottom of the case. So the cables will run through the back, and obviously if you've got a messy build like mine, you'll need to try and negotiate them out past all the other cables and then tug them out of the bottom. So this is the standard setup. Obviously also make sure you remove that front panel audio connection before you try this, and then you can tug that out and remove it. As I said, this is an optional extra purchase, so theoretically if yours still works, then you could use the additional one as an extra if you have enough connectors on your motherboard, or if you've bought expansions. And you can see here the additional kit. Again, no lack of 3.5mm, but we now just need to reverse the process that we did before. So you just have to feed the cables up through the hole in the bottom and then run them through the system. In the kit is also included the loop, so you saw that loop at the beginning on the underside of the case, which you'll see again in a second as I run the cables back into it. There's actually an additional one included, so you could potentially get these cables hooked in even more if you wanted to. And you can see just it clips back in place, the cables loop through, you need to reconnect it into your motherboard, and then obviously re-secure it with that screw that was on the bottom front of the case on the inside as well. Once all that's done, you'll then be able to use your front panel I/O USB connections again, so that'll be wonderful. What a treat that'll be for me, because I haven't been able to use mine properly for the last few months. Hopefully this has helped. And if you're curious about this Dynamic Evo build that I've done, check out the link in the description, because I've upgraded mine with new fans, vertical mount, and a front mesh panel as well. And it's pretty awesome now. It's a great case, highly modular, and it's really nice that they sell these extras because you can do things like this, whether it's fixing or upgrading. Check out the description to find out more on those videos and where to buy the I/O kit.